This video is about emotional avoidance and the paradox that breaks relationships. Hello, I am Dr. K. Paul Stoller, and we often hear that emotional avoidance is one of the main reasons relationships fail, that couples fall apart because feelings aren't shared, because men shut down, because honesty disappears. But there's a paradox hiding inside that advice, one that many men experience but few feel safe enough to explain. In most modern relationships, women are encouraged to emote freely. They're told it's healthy to speak without filters, that emotional safety means being able to process feelings out loud, that their partner should provide containment, not judgment. That expectation makes sense. But the paradox is this: the same rules don't apply in reverse. When a man emotes, especially without careful calibration, he often pays a relational price, not always consciously, not always intentionally, but attraction shifts, respect erodes, safety wobbles. Even when a woman intellectually supports male vulnerability, her nervous system may register certain disclosures as instability. This isn't moral failure. It's biological and psychological conditioning. Women often orient toward emotional stability as a signal of safety. When that signal falters, even briefly, subconscious fight-or-flight responses can activate. And once activated, something in the relationship begins to fray. To solve this, modern relationship advice offers a solution: regulated disclosure. Men are told, share your feelings, but not all at once, not too intensely, not in ways that overwhelm. On paper, this sounds reasonable. In practice, it's extremely difficult because regulated disclosure requires a man to manage his pain, translate it in real time, predict his partner's reaction, and stay composed while doing it, and present a solution. That's hard enough when emotions are mild. It's nearly impossible when they're not. Most men figure this out quietly. They notice which emotions land well, which ones don't, which ones change how they're seen, and they adapt. They don't stop feeling, they stop sharing. This is often labeled emotional avoidance, but in many cases, it's not avoidance, it's self-protection. The problem is that suppression has limits. Emotions don't vanish, they accumulate, and every container has a finite capacity. Eventually, something leaks, something explodes, or something shuts down completely. When that happens, the release is rarely graceful, and ironically, the explosion becomes proof that the man was emotionally unsafe all along. This paradox persists because there is no perfect solution. Unfiltered emotional dumping can destabilize a relationship, but expecting perfect emotional regulation, especially under stress, is unrealistic. Some men simply aren't good at second-guessing which feelings will trigger anxiety or withdrawal in a partner, and expecting them to be is itself a form of emotional labor that's rarely acknowledged. The truth may be this: healthy intimacy does not require identical emotional roles. It requires complementary ones. Men may need emotional outlets that don't jeopardize attraction. Women may need emotional safety to stay open. Ignoring this asymmetry doesn't make relationships more equal. It makes them more fragile. Emotional avoidance isn't always the cause of relationship collapse. Often, it's the symptom of a system where one partner's honesty feels safer than the other's. Until that reality is acknowledged, relationships will continue to break. It leads men to believe they are emotionally deficient rather than trapped in a structural bind. It leads women to believe men are emotionally unavailable rather than selectively silent for survival. A more honest model would recognize that intimacy requires differentiated emotional roles, not identical ones. It would accept that men may need outlets for emotional processing that do not jeopardize their primary romantic bond, and that this is not betrayal, avoidance, or immaturity, but adaptation. Relationships will continue to collapse not because feelings were absent, but because the space to safely express them never truly existed, but because there was never a truly safe place for them to go.